Para la gente que dice que no ha empezado, yo siempre me entro primero por el chat, 10 minutos antes, sigo pasando lista. Estoy precisamente hasta Sebastián Ruiz, que dice que no ha empezado. Sebastián, tú te acabas de incorporar, pero ya llevamos un ratito aquí. Paso lista a Ruth en adelante para que ya podamos iniciar. Ok. Hasta ahorita tengo el registro de todos. Solamente para confirmar, si están presentes y escuchan su nombre, hagan un comentario, porfa, para que lo registre. Son del primero A, quienes no están presentes es Jessica Alcázar, no está presente Gustavo Jiménez, no está presente Yenel Juárez, no está presente Dania Mota, no está presente del grupo B, falta Candy Bolaños, falta Natalie Cuautle, Jacqueline Guaya, Mariel Figueroa, Juliana Guerra, Gael Hurtado, Patricio Martínez, Lucy Minero. Y del grupo C faltan Ivana Cano, Gabriel Jiménez, Gabriela León, Arturo Macorra. Solamente. Bueno, estamos por iniciar. Son 12:04. Inicio con una pequeña explicación. Dejo tantito el audio nada más para que tenga mejor calidad nada más en este momento. La nueva dinámica está así. Si se dan cuenta, le subí solamente un material a Schoology. No subo lo demás, nada más que termine nuestra sesión. Le subo el siguiente material. ¿Por qué? Ahora estamos trabajando con una dinámica como que un poquito más familiar. Yo presento, doy mi clase y durante mi clase les explico mis actividades para que ustedes las puedan entregar. Ya las realicé, yo las hago con anticipación para saber cuánto me voy a tardar y no debería de haber ningún problema para hacer estas 4 actividades. Son 4 actividades que me tienen que entregar a más tardar día martes. Así que pongan mucha atención cómo se van a resolver, pongan mucha atención a la explicación y si hay alguna pregunta, yo los estaré leyendo en los comentarios. ¿Ok? Entonces, Gael, ya te registré, Jenel también. No sé quién es Sonia Álvarez. Necesito que me digan quién es. Ok. Entonces, ¿listos o no? Aquí vamos. Los saludo. Aquí estamos listos para una nueva sesión. Dice Patricia Martínez. Ok. Sonia es Patricia. Va. Gabriel también ya está. Y no sé qué gato dices. No tengo ningún gato. Al menos no aquí. Ah, el que está en la foto de perfil. No fue un gato en el que estuve cuando visité en Inglaterra. Entonces, se vino conmigo un rato, estuvo conmigo y después, como son los gatos, se fue. Ok, aclarado ese comentario, nada más. Julie también ya se conectó. Ok. Nadia también. A ver. Bueno. Ok, para que tengan más espacio voy a quitar un poquito la cámara. Y listos. Ok, tienen todos disponibles ya la edición en PowerPoint, entonces inicia nuestro switch a inglés. So that you guys don't forget to speak your English correctly or listen to my English, which is a little bit more difficult, as at least we noticed that. We're going to start with something very simple, something basic, and it's actually something that we have already discussed before since the first week that we started working through Schoology and through this platform. So, the question for this week is, are we talking about nutrients or are we talking about food groups? And this has to do with how we are nourishing our own bodies. Remember that we said during the lessons that we were going before we had all this pandemic scare, we were already going to start analyzing our own bodies, getting to know oneself. And what that means is that we need to start registering what is normal, what is not normal, so that we can make the best choices. So, when we're discussing nutrients or food groups, you guys should know this because we have already discussed this in a previous session. A nutrient is going to be any substance that enters through the body, basically the food that we eat, but that has a useful function. Remember, my cells need food, but it's not the same food as the one that I eat. I eat it in big things, and they're going to start getting broken down into smaller things. So, I've got nutrients that are mostly five: the carbohydrates or carbs, the proteins, the fats, the vitamins, and the minerals. And you have some images there on which foods I can obtain them. For example, carbs I mostly get out of bread, flours, cereals. Proteins I mostly get out of any animal product, basically eggs, cheese, milk, and even most of the meats and some nuts. Fats I get through nuts, through a lot of through the fish. I also have vegetable types of fats like the one that the avocado has, or even through other seeds. Vitamins and minerals come in many different things. Vitamins in fruits are very abundant, and minerals come in things such as the salt that we eat or different fruits and vegetables. So I hope this part was already clear. We are going to move on to the next part, which are the food groups. When we're talking about food groups, we're talking about the names that we call certain groups of foods. So I know it sounds very, very basic, but we know what a fruit is. We know what a vegetable is. We know what cereals are. We know what meat is. And those are what we call food groups. Básicamente esos grupos que nosotros almacenamos en nuestra cabeza, como carnes, frutas, verduras, lácteos, all of those are food groups, okay? And they are different from the nutrients. Food groups, como los reconocemos, nutrients, lo que contienen, okay? Espero que eso quede un poquito claro. And so, when we're discussing about food groups, we need to talk about analyzing now the eat well plate. When I left the activity of doing a reflection, which was activity number 6, if I recall correctly, you had to do a reflection on the eat well plate. It wasn't telling me what it was about. It was it was more about actually telling me, do you think that you follow the Eat Well plate? This is a way that we can get the balance of the foods correctly. It shows us how much we should eat coming from each food group, which is something that we're most related to. I put a very special note at the bottom of this slide that tells us, on average, de manera promedio, a teenager in your ages around 12 to 13 years old needs around 2,120 kilocalories a day. Okay? Kilocalories is a measurement. Si ustedes llegan a checar alguna de las tablitas que tienen el yogur, las barritas de granola, inclusive el cereal, las tostadas, cosas empaquetadas, les dice cómo se mide en cuestión de energía, cuánta energía producen dentro de nuestro cuerpo. Pueden venir en calorías o pueden venir en kilocalorías. Kilocalories means that they have 1 kilocalorie has 1,000 calories, okay? Just so that you start getting an idea of this. So this is the way that we should start actually thinking about our food. But food isn't the only thing that we put in our bodies. We also put drinks. And so there is something in Mexico that we call the Drinkwell jug, la jarra del buen beber. Why is it here in Mexico and not in English, for example, as your image can show you? Because here in Mexico, it's a cultural thing that we drink a variety of drinks, not only like coffee and tea that is maybe general all around the world. We drink many different things like fruit juice, like fruit water, aguas de sabor. We drink a lot of sodas, we drink different types of milk, we drink energy drinks, we drink sporty drinks, and so all of these also are included in this drink well jug. Okay, so on average, any person basically should be drinking right now around 2 liters of water. Okay, 2 liters of water, and so we need to discuss portions. Switching a little bit to Spanish, tenemos que hablar de porciones. Cuando nosotros hablamos tanto de bebida como de alimento, tenemos que saber qué es una porción. Okay? And so in the water section, one portion of water includes a glass of water, which is mostly, normally, okay, generally, 250 milliliters a portion. Okay, 250 milliliters per portion. If you have smaller cups, then they must be around 125 milliliters. But if you have bigger, then you need to know that maybe if I have a glass that's a liter in capacity, I am already drinking 4 portions of water. Okay? So, I'll continue here. What about the Eat Well plate? Okay, so I'm gonna put my camera a bit. When we're talking about the Eat Well plate, okay, we need to talk about portions too. A portion in the Eat Well plate is actually different in the sense that we can measure them by piece. Let's think about a fruit. Maybe if I eat 1 orange, then 1 orange is going to be 1 portion. But on the other hand, if I'm eating rice, or if I'm eating soup, or if I'm eating, let's think about vegetables or grapes, for example, I can't say that 1 piece is 1 portion. I need to start thinking about how I can declare a portion. So, portion is going to be approximately the size of your fist, okay? El tamaño de su puño cerrado es aproximadamente lo que sería una porción, ¿sí? No es mucho, en realidad nuestras porciones siempre tienden a ser, y más en México con nuestra comida, tienden a ser un poquito más abusivas, ¿no? So for our purposes, for the activities that I'm going to be leaving, think about one portion the size of your fist, okay? So give me 1 second, guys, I'm sorry. Ok, a ver, Vale me pregunta, Vale García, que si tomamos apuntes. You guys already have this. I'm going to upload it on Schoology. You don't need to. I need you guys to actually pay more attention and pay attention to the activities so that you can give them complete correctly and nice. Teacher Yair, welcome. You're always welcome to visit. And, well, let me check. Okay, we continue. I'm sorry. So, this is where we go, the importance of the portions. We are going to be doing for our first activity, our activity 1, a food journal. If you guys have already entered to my Schoology section, you might have already found this table format, okay? So this table format is empty for you guys, and the example is the same one that I already posted up there. What you're going to be doing is making a list of every day, for 3 days, sorry, of every single thing that you eat and drink, okay? Todo lo que como, todo lo que bebo en los 3 días que ustedes quieran registrar. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, and maybe on Saturday, or maybe today, tomorrow, and Monday. I need to write down, first of all, the date. Day 1. If I do it today, put today's date. What did I have for breakfast? If I already had breakfast, what time did I have breakfast? I need to write it down there. What is the food that I ingested? So, remember, I said pieces if you're including things like eggs. If I ate 2 eggs, this is just an example, then I put there 2 eggs. If I ate 2 pieces of sausage, the 2 sausages are right there. If I ate 1 piece of bread, there's the piece of bread. But for things that are not per piece, like the fruit cocktail, I can think about, again, my fist, mi puño cerrado, and say I ate approximately 2 portions of fruit cocktail. And so I also add the things that I drank. A coffee, a juice, milk, maybe just 1 glass, un vaso, 250 milliliters for each one. Remember, in my example, my true life, I drink a very big cup of coffee, so that is probably equivalent to 2 portions of coffee. Okay? So just so that you guys know. So after you guys fill this out for 3 days, after, I cannot do it before this, after I make my food journal, mi diario de alimento de 3 días, I'm going to think about the ingredients used to create it. That's why I'm separating the things that I'm including there. And I'm going to start thinking about what type of nutrients they contain, okay? After this gets done, you guys need to continue to activity 2. The second activity, if you guys notice, it's a questionnaire. It's writing down, or if you're going to print it, you can print it and paste it, but the answers need to be written completely. So you have 10 questions there and you need to start answering. For example, the first one, regarding to pre-contingency, previo a que saliéramos por la contingencia de COVID, or now, during the contingency, now that you're at home, now that you're right there, staying at home, doesn't matter whose home it is, you're going to answer those questions. Okay? And after you answer them, you can continue to the third activity. Activity number 3, you guys can answer it by yourself or ask your parents in case you don't know, or any adult that's right there with you. So you're going to answer this little table and those 3 questions that are right there. If you guys can tell, it's mostly answering a few questions. It shouldn't be really that hard to solve. So what you are going to be doing after this is thinking about the things that you have eaten. Debo de pensar, una vez viendo todo lo que comí en un día, tratar de imaginármelo como se encuentra en el plato del bien comer. Tengo que pensar que si yo me lo imagino todo lo que comí en un día en un plato, si realmente cubriría con esas expectativas de porcentajes de lo que yo debo de estar comiendo. Para eso ustedes imprimieron y pegaron un plato del buen comer. No es necesario que lo imprima nuevamente, ya lo tienen. Y una vez que tengan ustedes eso ahí, entonces tienen la posibilidad de empezar a visualizar mejor todo lo que están lo que están ingiriendo. No es necesario. Y entonces, once you finish all these 3 activities, you can continue to your 4th activity. The 4th activity is something quite interesting because everything that you wrote down, your parents are going to have to read them. If they don't understand because it's in English, you guys can actually, oh, I just noticed that I pasted it there in Spanish. Okay, it doesn't matter. I have it printed in English. For you guys, remember, your activities are in English. You guys are bilingual. You guys have really good vocabulary, and we don't want to lose that. So please pay attention to that section. Yes, this will be in Schoology. Don't get worried. Remember, all of this is actually quite simple, mostly answering questions. After you guys have finished, you guys give your work to your parents. If they don't understand because it's in English, you get to explain it to them. The thing that is important about the 4th activity is that you guys actually only have to get an adult to answer for you. It says right there that once you're finished with these activities, you show them to an adult and ask them to write what they think about your answers, okay? So it is basically a reflection from their part on what they are seeing. Maybe they're going to correct it. Maybe they're going to say that they don't think that's true. Maybe that's their opinion and they should be free to do it. In Spanish, it's fine, okay? That 4th activity is for your parents and they can do it in Spanish as they wish, okay? So that is just for us to keep being all in the same focus to what you guys are doing. And if we're actually analyzing what we're doing is correct. Remember, in this time, specifically right now, fighting COVID-19, what we're actually trying to do is to be safe, besides staying healthy. When we go back to school, if we go back sooner or later, it doesn't really matter. We should be at the best point in our health as we possibly can. And that means being responsible from this moment and whatever it might continue, okay? So to be healthy, one very important aspect is to be being very well nourished. We said that we were going to do this even before this event happened. We were going to start eating fruit in our classroom. We were going to start the be doing practical things. And so this is real things, these are true things. This is something to know your own body so that you can make better choices regarding food. So again, I repeat, yes, I'm going to upload both the presentation and the Word document with all of these three activities there. Okay, so don't worry about that. And so basically, we have already advanced a lot. I'm just going to continue a little bit more. Those are regarding our four activities, just so that you guys know. We should be having an adequate nutrition. Staying healthy means not only eating well, eating right, but also to be eating enough. Adecuado is going to be referring to having a balance of the things that I put in my mouth, the things, the energy, the amount of energy that they're giving me with the energy that I'm using. Remember, if I eat too little food and it's not enough for my activities, then I eventually will be suffering from malnutrition or underweight. Okay? But if I eat more, which is basically more common right now in the COVID situation, if I eat more than what I actually am spending because I'm not doing the exercise that I normally do, we normally have to walk all the way through the three floors, sorry, to our third floor to take classes. You guys need to go down the stairs through your recess, go back up the stairs, up and down, up and down. It means actually doing exercise, even if we don't notice it normally. So this is something that you guys are not doing. That means that you should not be eating as much as you were eating during our normal lessons. So pay attention. If you guys continue this rate, the most normal thing to happen is to start gaining weight. And you can tend to go towards the overweight, or if it gets very worse, to the obesity section. That's why I also asked you guys to calculate your BMI. That is going to be for next week, something that we're going to be analyzing your BMI, your body mass index. Okay? So that is regarding our adequate nutrition. So basically, all of this is to make us believe that we can be healthy. Our Mexican law, the one that's written right at the top, La Norma 043, tells us what an adequate nutrition is. This adequate nutrition means that we have to eat in a complete way, a balanced way, hygienic way, enough, and varied. It has to fulfill all those five aspects for it to be considered adequate. O sea, una nutrición adecuada a fuerza debe de cumplir estos 5 puntos. So, what is complete? It needs to include at least one of the food groups in every meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner need to include each of the food groups every single time. It has to be balanced. It has to be nutritional in value, basically. In your case, to grow, to develop, and stay healthy. Obviously, for me, growth is out of the equation. Okay? I'm only going to grow to the sides, and that's not going to be a really good thing. So for me, for adults, it would mostly be about for basically staying healthy. Okay? You guys are growing, you guys are developing. Us, not so much anymore. They have to be prepared in a hygienic way. That's why a lot of hand washing right now, actually that should be permanent. And not only when the food is prepared, also when you guys are eating it. Even if mom prepared it really nice and clean, you guys need to also wash your hands to consume it. Okay? And it also has to be enough. The amount of food should be enough to cover what I'm using, as we discussed before, and varied because our Mexican culture, our customs, what we have available, especially now that most of the people are staying inside and not going outside to buy groceries. So what is available is of course going to limit the things that we ingest. Remember, we are still lucky. A lot of the people don't have access to be buying food because they're not working at this point. and so they don't have money to pay for them. So this is something very, very precious to be thinking about and to be analyzing that not everyone has the same opportunities or availability of things to them. Okay? So that's for adequate nutrition. These are the things that we are thinking about right now, not only due to the contingency, but in a more general way. And so, with that, I hope that clarifies why it is that we're doing these four activities, where we're analyzing this, and actually, all of this is practical, all of this is real, and we need to start thinking that we're real because this is the real life. And this does correspond to our program and the nutrition area. Okay? So, chicos, les voy a pedir que cuando se conecte un profesor se sigan enfocando en la clase. Si ustedes van a estarse distrayendo con los profesores, entonces se les va a tener que solicitar que pues no interrumpan en este tipo de secciones, ¿ok? This is all regarding to this session. I need to see if there are any questions asked. I'm reading the comments. Oh my dear. Okay. Janelle, yeah, pan con Nutella. A lot of calories. Check the back of the Nutella just so that you have any idea. People are getting hungry. If you guys haven't had breakfast, now's the time to do so. We're almost finished. Give me a few minutes more. No, you don't need to translate what your parents say. Please allow them to write it in Spanish para que se puedan ellos expresar todo lo que quieran expresar con respecto a la actividad. Tal vez ustedes tengan que traducírselas a ellos para que ellos entiendan qué fue lo que respondieron en cada una de ellas. Y por favor, tengan calma, ellos están pagando por esa educación. Si ellos lo entienden en inglés, perfecto, sin ningún problema. Y para que también se vayan dando una idea de que ustedes son capaces, que yo lo sé, yo lo he visto con ustedes día a día, son capaces de traducir ese conocimiento en cómo les afecta de manera real, ¿no? For when is this? Chárraga, ya lo mencioné, está diseñado para que ustedes necesiten realmente 3 días para llevar el diario completo, ¿no? Desayuno, comida y cena. Por ejemplo, si empiezo hoy, jueves, viernes y sábado. Si nada más quiero hacer jueves, viernes y lunes, está bien. Todas las demás yo las puedo realizar en el mismo día juntas. Son preguntas con respuestas. Yo puedo imprimirlo y lo puedo pegar y simplemente contestar a un lado, pero tiene que incluir forzosamente preguntas y respuestas. Si yo lo hago a mano, pregunta y respuesta, para que sepan también los papás que están respondiendo. Y se va a tener que entregar a más tardar el día martes, para que cuando nosotros tengamos nuestra sesión, que es el día miércoles, yo sepa quiénes ya entregaron actividades y quiénes no. ¿Ok? So I hope that is clear. El martes yo lo cierro desde mediodía, ¿ok? Yo el mediodía yo hago la siguiente evaluación, que para quienes ya han puesto atención, hay una carpeta que he ido subiendo diciendo, me han entregado esta actividad, no me han entregado esta actividad, de acuerdo a la fecha en la que yo hice el corte. Ok, dice... Candy no pudo entrar por un problema de internet. Recuerden también que dentro de Schoology tengo una carpeta que tiene todos los links de las telesesiones para que las puedan accesar aunque no hayamos estado. No puedo pasarle lista si no se encuentra aquí presente, ni siquiera por chat, entonces no puedo hacer otra cosa por eso, así que si le pueden informar se los agradecería. Yes, Simone, we were going to eat during the lessons. I had already mentioned this before to you guys, but it's fine. You guys can eat at home right now. It might be even a little bit fresher and better. You might be a little bit happier at this point. Or not. I'm not so happy, but this is what we have to deal with at this point. Mateo, this is for all 4 activities due Tuesday, please. Tuesday at the very latest, midday, mediodía, noon. How do I do the BMI formula, Daniel? All of that is in Schoology in the presentation that I gave you in the first week of work. Okay? Teacher Yair, 5 memelas, my God, he eats a lot, but he has a great metabolism, so who can fault him? I know that he's working really hard, as are we all, to keep you guys here working and learning, which is especially important to us. Gabby, okay. So let me see. All of your materials are in English printed already. You guys might have to explain it. That's why I mentioned this. See, Janelle is mentioning that she's had insomnia, she can't sleep, and it's because she has an excessive energy. Sí, muy probablemente, a lo mejor te hace falta este ejercicio y bajarle un poquito los azúcares, que eso es lo que debería de ayudarte más. Okay, so all of those are questions answered. Me duermo a la 1 y me despierto a las 8, ¿es malo? Pues estás durmiendo menos de 9 horas. Me parece que es Axel. No es Axel. Axel es su hermano. Es Christopher Jaimes. Necesito que pienses, más bien, ya lo habíamos platicado, 9 horas al día más o menos para un adolescente es lo que deberían de estar durmiendo. Así que traten de ajustar sus horarios nuevamente. Si ustedes los mantienen, recuerden que eventualmente tendrán que regresar a clases, y si no, les va a costar muchísimo más trabajo hacerlo. Si me como un plato de cereal, pongo la cantidad exacta de lo que me serví. Si tú volteas tu cereal, ahí dice cuánto es una porción. Entonces puedes más o menos hacer el cálculo de cuánto estás comiendo, ¿sí? Si no, vete a la solución rápida del puñito. Si tú tomaste un puño de cereal, o si tomaste 5, tienes que anotarlo ahí. ¿Y cuánto de leche? Recuerda, las porciones de leche también vienen ahí en el reverso de la lechita, entonces te puedes decir, pues me tomé una porción de leche o me tomé más de una porción. Eso es para Sebastián Ruiz. No pasa nada, Mateo, si lo hiciste con lunes, martes y miércoles. Significa que ya vas a estar listo para contestar las siguientes actividades ahorita que yo las entregue. ¿Quién es Claudia López? Perdón. 4 litros de agua al día está perfecto, más ahorita que está haciendo muchísimo calor. Se me puede deshidratar, entonces está mucho mejor. Okay, so that's it. All questions answered. If there's no more question, guys, remember, I wrote personally to absolutely all of you, my lovely students, telling you the status of your activities, hoping that you guys are going to deliver them to me during these few days. So hopefully by next session, I can say who is complete, who is not complete. And if there's any other question, guys, you can write always to me on Schoology. There's the messaging section, or you can send me an email and I'll be glad to answer, okay? I really love you guys. I miss you a lot. I hope you guys learned a little bit more during this session, and that all of the activities are clear. Denme ahorita media hora para que pueda terminar de subir sus materiales a Schoology. Ya nada más los voy a subir como actividades, como evidencias, ¿ok? Y van a ser seriadas con lo que llevamos ya antes. Same mechanism, you guys have the evidence folder so that you guys can put in there, in each folder, all of your evidences, okay? Miss you guys. Take care. It's been lovely interacting with you guys again, and I'll see you on our next session next week, normal time, Wednesday. I apologize. It wasn't working for me, but we have already recovered it. Have a lovely day. I'm just keeping the chat open to answer a few more things, but you guys are free to go. Take care. Bye.